You are about to enter the court of Judge. People are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is Judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of Judge. The name is so original. We have a doozy of an episode tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We have Mr. OB, who has decided to sue Viper for being mid. This is Viper's first time on the show. Last season, he called in sick. Maybe that is going to work against his favor. Who knows? Or maybe that's going to work against his favor. Who knows? But Viper has decided to hire an attorney today to help him out. Let's hear from the defendant and the prosecution. Let's go over to the right side first. Mr. OB, tell us about yourself and why you're here.
Hi, my name is Abmana Gaming, also known as OB, also known as Mr. President, also known as Josh. Call me what you want. And I am here to prove that this man, Viper, also known as Ethan, is incredibly mid. Bro is not good, not bad. He is mid.
Okay. Defendant and attorney, would you like to introduce yourselves and what you hope to accomplish here today?
I'll allow my client to introduce himself briefly.
I am the greatest gift on planet Earth. I am the supposedly mid. This is slanderous accusation. I am goated on the sticks. Also, just a quick comment over to the prosecutor. You said I could call you anything I want. Can I call you a bitch?
If the judge allows.
I mean, I think our only bitch here is Rusty, who unfortunately couldn't make it to the show. We should check
That's true, actually.
on
Okay,
Rusty
hold on. I
and
have
see
to
what
think of a
he's
new
up
name to
to
call you
these
now.
days.
Fuck.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, we've had so much fan mail, honestly, over the course of the last year. We've had so much fan mail about Rusty. They would like us to follow up and see what Rusty's been up to these days. Every day, like, boom, 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 boom. Where's Rusty these days? What happened to Rusty? What happened to Rusty? Can we get a follow-up on Rusty, man? We miss Rusty. So, here, ladies and gentlemen, is a look at what Rusty's been up to. This is Rusty after his case from last year. He's fallen on hard times. He actually ended up going to jail. As you could see, he's got his orange. This is an image of him in jail. He actually got caught selling crack cocaine behind the Tim Hortons. His ex-lawyer, Jenkins, even gave up on him. He was caught selling crack cocaine to some underage kids, and he was giving Jenkins, his lawyer, a wristy disty, which is a Canadian hand job, behind Tim Hortons. So yeah, for anyone that's been asking about Rusty, all the fan mail and all the people writing in, that's what happened to Rusty, guys. But let's get back to our case here, which is focusing on Viper's mid, not if Rusty's a bitch anymore. Okay, I will let you guys take it away. Who would like to go first? Obi, let's let you go first.
I'd love to. Here, let me start by sharing my presentation here. Here I have the evidence file for this case.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got another strong case from OB coming at us with an evidence file. Love to see it.
Of course it is. Why Viper is mid. The evidence file by Abmana Gaming. Now, let's start on something that's pretty important to Viper here. Alestrals, which, for those who don't know, is a small trading card game. It's something that Viper plays pretty consistently. He enters tournaments all the time. Right. So I decided to look into his tournament history a little bit. Because he's always talking about how good he is at the game and how he thinks he's the best Alestrals player out there. He has mentioned this time and time again. However, I don't think he's all that. I think he is a choking hazard. Because there have been 3 recent tournaments that he has participated in. In all 3 of those tournaments, he has made top 8, which is impressive. I will give him that. He went 5-2 in bracket in all 3 events, 7th seed. However, as soon as he gets to bracket, without fail, he immediately loses in his first round. Out of these tournaments, he ranked 7th place, 7th place, 7th place. For 2 of these tournaments, the excuse he used was that his cards didn't come in on time. I'd understand using that excuse once, but he used the same excuse twice as to why he lost.
May I object to that claim?
Okay, what would you like to say?
Okay. So those were 2 different instances of 2 different cards for 2 different reasons. The first one was my deck was incomplete and I still top cut with it. The second instance is I wanted to play a different deck and I couldn't because those cards for that deck didn't get here on time.
With that said, the first time you definitely told me that your cards hadn't come in on time.
It's because I hadn't. So my deck was incomplete, so I had to
So
scrounge up
twice
other
your
stuff.
deck wasn't complete?
One was a different deck I wanted to play, and I went back to an old deck.
We have a comment from the jury that's upset that you lost to Sir Tractor.
I did lose the Sir Tractor. Okay, so there's actually a backstory on that. So Sir Tractor is actually really fucking good at the game, but he also had insider knowledge on my deck. Because
And you
he is
didn't
close
have
friend-
insider knowledge on the opponent's deck? This seems like a little bit of
no. So he is very close friends with somebody I practice with, so the person I practice with gave him insider information about my deck.
I would like to say,
Go
these
ahead.
results, though, they do show how mid Viper is, because he is good enough to get to top cut, but not good enough to win a game in top cut, putting him right there in the middle.
All right, okay. So far, chat's thinking that he's mid, but what other points do we have?
Does the defense have anything else to say?
We'd like to see the
yeah.
rest of your presentation, please. My client would
Okay.
like to refrain from commentary.
I don't think it would be terribly fair for me to show my entire presentation before you even touch yours.
But that's how it usually works.
That is how it works.
Has there not been
She
back
went
and
to-
forths all night?
She went to
They didn't
Larford
have
Hall.
presentations.
She did go to Larford Hall. She would know.
Actually, let's hear what the judge has to say about this.
This is true. It does seem like Jamie might be a little scared. Let's continue on with Obi's presentation.
All right. Next, Marvel Rivals. This man has absolute stormtrooper aim in Marvel Rivals. This dude cannot hit a shot. Now, these... Oh, whoops. These are his top 10 most used characters in Season 1 of Marvel Rivals. Out of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are purely melee characters that require 0 aim. 2 of them have auto lock, so they also do not require aim. The other 2 being Penny and Winter Soldier.
I object.
Penny, what's your objection?
Bruce Banner has to aim, Thor has to aim, and Cloak Dagger has to aim slightly.
They are melee characters, and I will explain the Cloak and Dagger thing in a minute.
It's a good thing I don't know anything about this game because I could remain unbiased now, can't I?
All of those are that he mentioned are aside from Cloak and Dagger, are characters whose primary attack is purely melee, and that is how they deal the majority of their damage. Now, you'll notice that his lowest win rate out of these characters is with Winter Soldier. The character that unequivocally takes the most aiming skill. And as for Penny, her primary attack does require aim technically. However, the majority of her damage comes from her mines, which do not require a whole lot of aim. Now, with that said, let's see how Viper performs with Winter Soldier. First, we've got this game here, where they did win the game, yes. He had 12 kills, 7 deaths, which sounds good until you realize in Marvel Rivals if you do even 1 point of damage to someone, you get credit for the kill. He had almost as much damage taken as damage dealt, which is awful for someone only playing DPS. And he had 28.5% accuracy.
I have another objection. Was I Winter Soldier that whole game?
You were not, however, that doesn't change the accuracy stat being only for Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but that means if I shot 4 times and I only hit 1, then it's 25%.
But if you were not mid, you should not be shooting 4 times and getting at least 75-80%?
On this
Depends
website, the
how
character
much
that it
I
shows
would-
first is the character you primarily played during the game.
That would be.
Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Continuing
Wait.
on.
Hold on, there's more info that needs to be had. What was the team comp I was playing against? If there's a Spider-Man and a Black Panther, no duh, I'm not hitting shit.
Moving on. This next game, 11 and 11. 11 kills, 11 deaths. With less damage dealt than damage taken, and even worse accuracy. The next game that I've got on here. 1 kill, 7 deaths, 1 assist. With 3.5k damage, 6k damage taken, and 14.6% accuracy. This man was hitting nothing that game.
What do you have to say about that, Viper?
I would like to know the team comp I was playing against that game. Thank you.
It doesn't matter, it's 14.6.
It very much matters. You try hitting a Spider-Man. Oh wait, you don't. Your turrets do it for you.
This isn't about me.
Tim says, skill issue
No.
is a win for Viper, though. Skill issue is less than mid.
That is also true.
Let me counter-argue that. He is mid in terms of skill in the game in general, because he does have the melee skill, he does not have the aim. It balances out.
All right, you may continue.
Yeah, continuing on. 1 kill, 6 deaths, 2 assists. He did play Adam for a decent amount of that game. However, his accuracy with Winter Soldier was still 25.1. And finally, Gold 1. 2, 7, and 2. With only 2.7k damage, 21% accuracy.
I haven't been gold in weeks. This This can't be from this season. This is from last
I said
season.
it's from season 1.
Okay.
That is what I said.
Okay, fair. It is not an accurate representation of the modern day.
Viper, you sound
Uh,
defeated.
I would like to say that the first couple games on there are both within the last couple weeks.
Okay, I just want to know who the fuck I was playing against in these games, because that is very important.
If I have to look, I could look real quick.
Because I would like to challenge anyone in the jury to hit me as Adam or as Winter Soldier while I am Spider-Man.
What if it was me that was playing you against these games? Would that make you?
Oh,
mid?
you're not touching me as Spider-Man. That just
So-
isn't happening. This game's over.
So, since you want to know so bad,
Also, I would like to object. Spider-Man is harder to aim with than the Winter Soldier.
90% of his kit is melee.
No, it's not. It's all based around the webbing. If you're not webbing things, then your melee thing doesn't matter. The only melee tool you have is your primary fire button, which you barely use,
Objection?
and your
Excuses?
Well, no, that's just the kit. The kit is based around web tracking with your fucking secondary fire.
All right, let's let OB continue his presentation here.
I don't understand your English.
Alright. I'll check this later for you. Anyway, moving on. Code names. During the 4-year anniversary on the Man Burning stream, there was a Codenames tournament that Viper and I just so happened to be partners in. Viper, what happened in that tournament?
We did not make it halfway through, which would mean I am less than mid in the terms of codenames, which
Weren't
means
you-
you're
No,
Weren't you saying that you were supposed to quote unquote win the tournament, Viper?
I did claim that, yes, that is true.
Okay, and what happened?
We lost the first round, which means, by definition, I am not mid.
Let me explain. Now, this was a conversation had after. Jamie said, I heard you guys didn't do so well in the Codenames tournament. Viper said, oh yeah, I fucking threw. It was kind of funny. Jamie said, what happened? Viper said, a brain no work. Jamie said, aw. And you can read the conversation from there, because I'm not reading all that out.
OB says, as much as I'd like to take the blame, I really can't. Bro threw hard. Jamie responds with, it was a team effort. And OB says, tell that to the guy that picked the word blue when the clue was Lucin and WD-40 was on the board. Or the guy who picked the word microscope when the clue was cancer when Zodiac and emergency were on the board.
Now, with this, the reason this means he's mid and not bad is because when it doesn't matter, when we're just playing code names in stream normally, we do great. But the moment it matters, he folds under pressure, just like in Alestrals.
Welcome into Cute. Please take a seat at the back. We have a heated presentation right now about why Viper is mid.
Any comment from the defense?
I don't have any
I blame
comments.
the
Do you have any
giver,
comments,
and
Viper?
also my lack of brain that day.
Mhm. Anyway. On to the next one. Now, Mario Party, an endless losing streak. Viper, have you won a game of Mario Party yet?
Does playing single player count?
No.
Then no.
You typically place around second or third, middle of the
No.
rankings.
That is untrue. I normally place dead last.
It can vary.
Maybe
But
this
I've seen
presentation should have been bro is F tier, not mid. I'm starting to be convinced you're bottom of the tier here, my friend.
Although I'd like to point out a conversation Viper and I had prior to him getting Mario Party.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Did you want me to read this, or are you going to read this?
You can.
Okay. Viper says, "Bro, after watching MB's Mario Party game, I'm confident I can give you at least a run for your money." OB responds with, "Why is that?" Viper says, "No one else uses their head, so it makes sense you win incredibly easy. When R-Train is out strategizing everyone, there's a problem." OB
That's
responds
true. He was
with,
up by miles.
"That's the thing. That's not all it's about." And Viper responds with, "I'm aware, but it's a big part of it. That's why I didn't say I'd win hands down, but I do think I could at very least compete."
Viper, do you still feel that you could compete?
Give me time, and I'll. Hey, I got time. I got time before MB's thing in whatever month it's gonna be, and I'm gonna win that one. So we'll see.
Okay. Sounds pretty mid to me. But anyway, continuing on. I've been waiting for this one. Tekken. Anyone got some gasoline?
Heck. yeah.
Now, Viper, a long while back, to
Oh,
be
I know what this is.
specific, August 10th and 11th of last year. Well, really just August 10th of last year. Viper went to a big tournament that he trained day in, day out for. He would not even like do stuff with his friends because he was training so hard for this tournament for well
That is
over
true.
a month, as you can see by this conversation. I asked him what day is the tournament again. He said August 10th to 11th. I said, "Bro, that's over a month away, LOL." He said, "And I'm going to work my ass off for it. I don't do half measures."
True.
I said,
I
"Wild.
don't.
If you don't make day 2, I'm absolutely flaming you."
Go ahead.
He said, "Please do. Extra motivation is appreciated." So what happened at the tournament, by the way, Viper came in so confident he was going to make day 2. He kept talking about how he was going to make day 2. He had to make day 2. It was going to happen.
Yep.
Guess what didn't happen?
I lost one game before day 2.
Ooh. So sounds like you were good enough to get to the end of pools, but not good enough to make it to day 2.
Have all of these these losses not, brought you back down to earth, God?
No, I'm still God's gift to Earth, motherfucker.
That moment when he calls the judge motherfucker. All right, you already got one strike against you.
Now,
I do have a reason for this one, but the reasoning is also entirely my fault. Going into the game before day 2, I accidentally took away my rage art button, and that's a problem.
damn, a whole lot of mistakes causing these losses.
Admittedly, it is my fault because I should have been more careful with my button binding. But I did
Cholesterol's
take
all over
away,
again, dude.
I did take away a very important button, and that is on me. Because I totally would have fucking won if I didn't do that.
I'd like to answer Muppet's question in the chat real quick.
Muppet's
This proves
question
that he's-
is for YouTube. It says, "How is this supposed to prove he's mid? This proves he's worse than mid. He has a skill issue." Go ahead, OB.
This proves that he's mid because he was still able to make it to the end of pools, which is not exactly a small feat. Like, that takes some hard work for sure. However, he was not good enough to make it to day 2. He was not good enough to make it to that final bracket. He was just good enough to be on the edge of it, but not there. Anything else from the defense?
No, I'm good on this one.
Hyper says he's worse than mid, but when they try to defend him, they'll probably make him look more mid. Okay.
All right. Continuing on. This is another fun one.
What we
Rock,
got this
paper,
time?
scissors.
Oh, this one. Yeah, this one was bad.
This one was bad. This one was really, really bad.
Yeah, this one was not it, Chief.
So far, which one of these have been it, Chief, is what I would like to know.
Okay, so all of them have been in my favor except for probably the Tekken and the rock paper scissors one.
You really need to come strong with a case after this. I hope you realize that.
All right,
go
so
ahead.
September 4th, 2024, Viper comes into my chat out of completely nowhere. This was his first message in my chat that day.
Wait, no, it
Well,
wasn't. I
first two
called you a bitch
messages.
first. I was
No,
gonna say I
it-
called you a bitch first. Hold on.
No, I can
I'm
prove it.
pretty sure I called you a
It's got
bitch
the
first.
timestamp right here.
Okay, I guess I'm wrong, but I could have sworn I called you a bitch first.
He came in and said, "I just stopped in to say you suck, LMAO."
Oh no, that is what I said first. You're right. I called you a bitch
And I-
afterwards.
And I just called him mid because, that's what I do. And he said, "Nah, bro, I'm goated. After my slump of losing everything, I'm fucking undefeated at damn near everything I've played."
It was true. I was.
So, what I said there
These
is that's
comments
because
don't
you haven't
hold
played.
up.
What I said there is that's because you haven't played me at anything. And he was all, he did his whole Viper thing like, "Yeah, play me anything right now." And I told him, "Let's play a game of rock, paper, scissors." I put it up on my stream for everyone to see. Beat him 3-0, and he ran away.
Hold on, I didn't run away. You went back to doing crab champions, so I went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Going to bed, I know I'm supposed to remain unbiased here, but going to bed sounds like a mid thing to do.
Hey, shut up, motherfucker.
That's two motherfuckers! I swear to God, I'm gonna exit you out of this courtroom as fast as you could say, "I suck."
I would never say that. That'd be a blatant lie.
Continue, Obi.
Oh, this story continues. The story isn't over. No, he did actually stay in chat and talk for a little bit, realistically, but got to make fun of him a little bit. But he did end by saying, "Haha, you're bad,"
I did do that. That is true.
after he lost to me. Now, let's bring this forward to January 22nd of this year. Okay?
Is that your game show?
No.
Oh.
On January 22nd, you decided to do pretty much the same thing. That it was in VC this time, so I don't have screenshots of it.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember this.
He
Yeah, this
proceeded to do pretty
client
much the
is
exact
going.
same thing.
This client's going crazy, isn't he, Piffin? This one
And
is
I
3
said-
seconds from getting thrown out of the courtroom.
I essentially said, like, yeah, I'll run it back in rock, paper, scissors. Sure, bro. Beat him 3-0 again. And then he challenged me to a rematch, which I beat him 3-1. Then he said, "All right, let's play a real game like Connect 4,
Oh yeah, I did say that,
which
didn't
I
I?
beat him 2-0. I don't think I need to say any more than that.
Is this the end of your presentation?
I think I'd like to. There are a few more slides. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I'll throw it
Wait,
in
can I
there.
plead insanity? Is that an option I have?
Let's. So, Viper's attorney represents him
I know what this is
So let's
too.
talk about the attempted bribery today. So, out of the
Bribery
blue,
in my courtroom, Jamie?
Hold on. My lawyer, I'm sure, and I know I shouldn't be speaking for my lawyer because that's kind of ass backwards, but I'm sure my lawyer has a very logical explanation.
so
All right, let's see
I
the
would like
bribery.
to present my argument.
Let's see the bribery, Mr. Viper.
So, Jamie, out of nowhere, messages me today while I'm out of the house and asks if I have any arguments prepared for tonight. I said that I do not have them written down, but I do have them in my head. And then she asked to bribe the opposing counsel. And I wanted to see where she was going with this. So I decided to play along a little bit. So I said, in what sense? She said she's looking for information about my arguments. So I asked her what she's offering as a form of bribery. She said, what would Mr. Lawyer require as equal payment? I said, depends on what's offered. She said, oh, you're so difficult. If I said anything, then what would you reply? So I said, that I need an offer, not a blank check.
This is not looking good on you, Jamie. Do you want to explain yourself here?
You want me to right now, or do you have more?
No, go ahead. I'm letting you speak right now
Okay.
because you guys aren't looking good right now. So are you working as a double agent?
Well, before he cut off the screenshots, I said it's because we were looking to settle out of court.
Objection? Why would you be looking for information about my arguments if you were looking to settle?
Because I wanted to know what you were going to say, obviously. This is my first time being a lawyer. This isn't on Viper, this is on me.
You represent Viper.
Hold on. Larvard Law is no Harvard Law, okay?
Oh, man. Also,
I just wanted to point this
Never
out. This
mind.
has nothing to do with Viper being mid,
This is
aside from
true.
the fact that he needs his lawyer to bribe me in order for him to have a chance.
This is true.
Hold
This
on,
has nothing to
objection,
do
I
with
do
Viper
not
being
put
mid,
my
but
lawyer
it is
up to this.
scandalous nonetheless. I don't know if the defense lawyer should be talking to the prosecution ahead of the trial. This is not a good look for you, Jamie.
Wait a minute. Hold
sorry.
on.
The way
I
that it
object to
proves
that.
the way he
The-
this proves that he is mid is because he needs his lawyer to offer bribery in order to have a chance.
because the jury is biased. We were not part of the selection committee for the jury, and therefore I was using all the tools at my disposal. Tonight, have you seen?
I think you
All of the
probably
tools at
Judge-
your
maybe.
disposal include
Judge-
a federal
Judge.
crime?
Have you seen
Order in the court.
any single positive comment from the chat about Viper? Because all I have seen is negativity so far.
I mean, regardless of what the jury thinks of Viper here, I think you should have been planning with your defendant rather than speaking to the prosecution ahead of.
I was doing both actually.
I would like to file for a mistrial due to a biased jury who has pre-knowledge of my existing assholishness, and that is not fair.
Okay, well, we have so far what we've learned from this presentation, jury, is Viper can't win anything, no matter what he does, and he needs his lawyer to try to bribe the defendant to get him out of jail so he could win. They could win their case off screen behind closed
I did not
doors.
tell my lawyer to do that.
Why? You know what you should just do right now? You should just bring Rusty Dusty up as a witness, because I'm sure that'll go so well for you right now.
No, hold on. If I had to bring Rusty in to do anything, I'm just gonna walk on over to the other side of this courtroom. Okay, I'm gonna sit on his bench.
Well, where were you during the Rusty's a bitch argument when you were supposed to represent your friend.
Okay, it's simple. I had a migraine, and I would like to point out that the presentation idea in Judge was originally my idea, and I'm claiming stolen
Objection,
back.
that is not true.
Objection, it is true. What are you on about?
I'd like to see evidence of this because I
It
am
was in a
quite
voice
certain
call.
that's incorrect.
I hate you so much.
It is getting incredibly heated in here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to the next slide, please.
I mean, the thing is, you know, when everything's said and done, we literally already voted on this. The thing is, if you're thinking D tier is low tier, not mid, let me argue that. Because there were F and E on the poll, which are the bottom. There were A and S on the poll, which are the top. And he's just smack dab in the middle of it. He is in one of the mid tiers there.
Objection, since there is an odd number, there is only one mid tier, and it is the C tier.
Objection, if that's how it worked, then Pitt would be the only mid tier character in Smash.
Objection, Pitt is the only mid tier character in Smash, and anything else is a lie.
Can we talk about
all of the experts?
Can we talk about Palu Jason for a moment?
Palu Jason is
Talking
technically
about
a
Palu
Pitt.
Jason.
Palu Jason is technically a Pitt.
Yes, we were in fact talking about Palu Jason.
That's deep cut for the OB friends out there. If you know about Palu
That is
Jason, you are literally like a hardcore OB fan.
I guess you could say if you are a fan of Palu Jason, then you are not mid, which in turn would make me not mid, as I know about Palu Jason.
Hey, please take a seat.
That is a
back there,
nonsensical
Mr.
argument.
Blue Bomber. We have
That is a
someone.
weird argument.
We have a special friend that came in from Mr. President's posse over here. We saved the seat for you right back there, Mr. Blue Bomber.
And that is all I have to share for the moment. I do have a last slide for my concluding argument, but until then, I rest.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was the prosecution's presentation on why Viper is mid. Let's hear from the other side here now. Viper and or Jamie, would you guys like to continue the argument, and do either of you have a presentation or anything to show as well?
Yes, thank you. I do have a presentation. When I created mine in mind, I did not I thought that Josh would present his without commentary from us, and then I would present mine without commentary from him. So I think perhaps we should have talked about the structure of this debate.
I tried to, and you told me to present first.
What? I didn't say I wanted to present first.
Could someone go back in the VOD? Because, yeah, you told me to present first.
What? No. What? I
told
said
me to
I
present
didn't. I didn't say not to present first. I said the structure of it is that I didn't want us to interrupt each other.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
think
saying
what
I
she's
don't-
getting at is I
Yeah.
don't think that how we've done the other cases
I
is
wanted him to go first.
how we've done
I
the other
literally
cases.
wanted him to go first. I even put in Discord that I wanted him to go first.
They don't listen to me. I'm just here. I'm just a pawn. I'm basically just like sitting here in the background. This is Jamie's show. She's the
Hi,
new
guys.
Judge Season 3 featuring Jamie. I'm retiring. I get to retire. Okay. But in all due seriousness, it is kind of a different format than we're usually used to with rebuttaling back and forth between the presentations. We are going to run with it though, because we've already started this format. But previously, we would let one side argue without commentary from the other side. But we'll just continue on how we were doing it. If you want to keep on doing this format. So Jamie, if you have a presentation for us, and if you want OB to chime in throughout your presentation, he's more than welcome to do so because you guys interrupted him. So, yeah, Jamie.
Well, I
if you
didn't interrupt him, but sure.
That's true. That's on me.
Yeah,
Also, can I
that
object
is
to his
on you.
presentation?
That was on you.
Can I object to his presentation on the basis that it was not submitted to evidence, so the
Viper,
defense did
that
not
jail
have the
cell is
oversight?
looking very warm for you right now. Warm and cozy. It's got a toilet and a pillow in it. No Smash Bros. So you better get happy.
All right.
No
I
fucking
was
rock
like-
paper scissors in that jail
Viper,
cell.
Can I let my 1 hour of lawyer training? Can we just let that take the wheel at the moment, please?
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
Before I even start, Judge, right? This isn't, even if it was Judge Judy, it is not a recognized actual court of law. None of us here have sworn any oath. We haven't sworn on the Bible. We haven't sworn on, I know that you guys are mostly from the North America, haven't sworn on some kind of American declaration, whatever you call it, the Constitution.
Oh, you are not winning over the jury right now. They are
I know.
revolting. They're rioting. They're throwing chairs. They're throwing chairs, Jamie.
Objection. Relevance.
You can't object to the judge.
It is a serious
Yes.
court about serious
Point of
business.
objection.
In this, that's what I'm trying to say. In the court of Judge, chaos reigns supreme.
Yeah, do you not
Thank
see
you.
this American flag right here? This is America. This is America, Jamie. You're
And why am I
stepping-
here? I'm in Australia.
Good question. Why did you hire an Australian Viper as your defendant or as your lawyer?
I trusted the law teaching process of Larvard Hall.
My professor was a kangaroo.
It was a mid-choice, Wise Wizard. It was a mid-choice. This is an interesting presentation. All right, let's stop slandering
Yeah,
the
I would-
oath and all of the jury and the Bibles and everyone here taking an oath. Let's get on with the presentation. That's the meat and potatoes, Jamie. Do we have a presentation?
Yeah, we absolutely do. I just wanted to get that out of the way, considering how we're treating this like an actual court of law. But I digress. Here we go.
Ooh, I like this. I like the look of this presentation here. Not gonna lie, it's a little bit more fancy than OB's.
That's fine. That doesn't make any difference. So that's not a point against him. Don't worry about that.
I go for facts, not cosmetics.
I just said we don't have to worry about that. Thank you. All right. I just want to make sure I haven't actually streamed one of these before using the presentation style view. So even though I'm in presenter view, can you just see the presentation?
Yep, we got the presentation. Everything looks good.
All right. Here we go. I would like to start by addressing the jury. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Jamie, also known as Jamers Damers Do, Jamie Cakes, Jabraham Lincoln, and the only Jamie you need. We are gathering here today not just to clear a name, but to dismantle an egregious and baseless accusation. The claim that Ethan is mid, when the truth is that he is anything but.
Objection, hearsay.
Is that sustained or overruled?
To his objection, because you cannot object to the opening statement.
I just wanted to say it.
Before we examine the evidence, I would like to do something that we actually have not done here tonight. We need to define our quintessential word that sets the standard for our arguments tonight. What does it mean to be mid? Mid is a slang term that means something is average, mediocre, inferior, low quality. It is usually used to insult or oppose someone or something. The prosecuting lawyer, Josh Obama Waluigi Bob Ross Gaming.
Objection, not my name.
That is your name, thank you. has argued that Ethan is average, or even below average, considering the evidence is presented forth. I'll be arguing the opposite, that he is above average, above mid in many facets of his life. And as the defense, the prosecution has to, in your mind, in the jury's mind, convince you that Ethan is absolutely, without, beyond reasonable doubt, mid. And all I have to do is convince you and put that doubt in your mind that he might not be. Now, I won't lie. I will address the questions before they come, or in Map's case, she put them right out of the gate. I have previously fallen victim to the Viper is mid trend, because every story needs a villain. Viper plays that role exceedingly well. He thrives on the hate piled on him, and I agree, it is fun to feel. I felt like I was on the in crowd when I was trash talking Ethan. You've probably heard my absolute banger, Bros Mid, an unreleased track that few of you have been privy to, it is true. And unrelated to this episode, I am looking for a recording label to appreciate my songwriting talents in the form of monetary compensation.
Objection,
Anyway.
relevance.
I took on this case pro bono, knowing that it was an uphill battle and knowing that in your hearts and minds that I've already lost. Because your hate for Viper is too intense. Your desire to see him lose is so overwhelming that at some points I may as well be talking to a brick wall. But all I ask, ladies and gentlemen, is for you to keep an open mind, to respect the judicial system and the full process of the law, to examine the evidence before you, to listen to my words, and then consider if in your mind Viper is beyond reasonable doubt guilty of this feeble accusation.
We are more than
Or-
willing to listen and come to our own conclusion here. I'm unbiased, and yeah. So, without
Thank
further
you.
ado, go ahead. And I would like to actually generally hear the counter argument on why Viper is not mid. So,
Yes.
jury, let's go in with an open mind here. Some are stating that maybe we've already made up our minds here, but let's hear the defense out. Okay.
I'd also like to object to her saying that the jury's already made up their minds on the basis of projection.
I would like
Okay.
to object to the
We can go back
objection
and read through
because
chat, but yeah.
there was a perhaps mentioned in the statement.
Can I
Also, it
finish,
is still
please?
opening statement. Yeah, sorry.
No, I wasn't talking. I'm talking to
I can object
Josh.
to that.
I'm talking to Mr. Gaming.
You can't object in the opening statement. That's not legally allowed.
Okay.
Then
I'm
you shouldn't say
asking
something
you.
objectable in the opening statement.
Boys, please.
Yeah, boys, let's let Mrs. Damers do get to her presentation. Without further ado, would you like to go?
Is he mid, or is he simply a man who partakes in cheeky banter and mischievous antics that get under your skin and rub you the wrong way, leading to you to want to see him lose, to want to see him mid? Anyway, let's examine the evidence.
Objection, leading question.
Every time you make an objection, I'm just waiting to see if it's overruled or sustained. Like, am I just meant to continue?
Objection, too many objections.
Thank you.
Stop saying stuff that's objectable.
I
Okay.
agree with Wizard on this one.
Yeah, all right, guys, let's get through the presentation. This is literally going to be like a 2-hour episode at this rate.
Well, skill and mastery. Ethan is elite. He is not mid. Ethan is among the top players globally in Tekken 8 and Elestrals. It's not locally, it's not regionally, it's globally. The best of the best.
Quiet.
Would an
unless I
average
speak to you.
player even be in this conversation? No, because the mid don't make it to the top. In Elestrals, the card game centered around strategy and resource management. Think of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering.
Hold on, Jamie, just so you know, if you're doing anything with the slideshow, we can't see it.
What do you mean?
The
It
slideshow's
just shows that-
frozen. Nothing's. Yeah,
Yeah.
Did you move to the next scene? Oh,
Oh my god, yes. I've been moving through them. Why is it doing this?
I can see the updated slideshow.
Okay. Can you see it now? Does it say skill and mastery?
Yeah, we can see it now.
Yes.
Okay, obviously the presenter view is not working, so I'll just use this. It's fine. Ouch. I dropped my phone on my keyboard. That's my bad. It reset everything.
I don't know why the sound alerts notice is 5 minutes
Okay,
delayed. But thank you for the bits, Kenny.
All right, how's this? Let me go here. Does it say Exhibit A?
Yep.
Thank you. Right. He is 99th out of more than 15,000 players globally. And in Tekken 8, he is in the top 0.35% of players globally. Top does not equal mid. Exhibit B. Ethan is also highly skilled in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, as many in the chat can attest to. This is not a game of chance, but a test of precision, adaptation, high-level strategic thinking. Mid players don't excel in multiple competitive games. And to paint a picture for you, my client would like to state for the record that he has beaten Josh and placed higher than him in every SSBU tournament hosted on the channel twitch.tv/manburning.
Actual objection relevance. I'm not the one in question here.
But we're showing that his winning record.
I am the self-admitted mediocre Jigglypuff.
All right. That slide was because I really thought you'd come out swinging saying that you were better at Smash Bros. So.
I'm supposed to remain unbiased here, but I'd like to throw in that it's not too hard to be good when you're going up against opponents like Manburning, Wise Wizard, and Krimgrim.
Interesting. I'll continue. Marvel Rivals. Ethan earns MVP in almost every single game that I have played with him. It is frustrating that he is an undeniable force in the game. If being the most valuable player often is mid, then clearly we need to either redefine the word or admit that he is more than mid, that he is not average, that he is above average. 2, physical presence, a phrase that's thrown around a lot. Built different. Ethan stands at 6 feet 2 inches. The average height for males globally is around 5 feet 7.5 inches. And for my metric friends, that is 171 centimeters. It is literally above mid height. It is literally above average height. Exhibit E. Many people do not know Ethan was born with PE, pectus excavatum, a condition that can cause severe difficulties with breathing and heart function. This would have been enough to hold most people back. But he didn't just survive, he thrived. He is also a left-handed ginger, which is a genetic anomaly and a statistical one.
Viper, how do you feel about being an anomaly?
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
3. Survival against all odds, the man who refuses to die. We've all listened and laughed along at all the attempts on his life that we've heard from death itself. We all like to laugh and listen along about how he almost drowned in the frozen lake running after his dog. You've just heard about PE, the life-threatening medical condition. If you're his close friend, you might know about his near-fatal car accident or the ride malfunction when he was 400 foot in the air.
So, Viper,
Objection
you've had,
relevance? None of this has to do with him being mid or not.
Yeah, I don't know what this has to do with him being mid either, but so what we're saying here is you've final
Because what I'm
destination yourself a few times, Viper, so you could potentially be dying.
All right,
soon.
listen. Surviving one of these would be a miracle, but surviving all four is not mid, it is extraordinary.
That's stretching.
Okay. The unorthodox genius, the road less traveled. Ethan doesn't just play games, he redefines them. And while most players follow the meta, happy to sit in the mid, he rejects the conventional wisdom. He takes what others call unplayable or useless and makes them unstoppable. This is not the mind of someone who is mid, and this is the mind of a revolutionary. As you can see, we have comments from A Drive and Viper Cataphilis. Who is A Drive again?
A Drive is the creator of Lustrals and also a very successful PokeTuber.
There we go. Thank you. Viper is a visionary. Viper can make a deck out of anything. Viper is the GOAT. He's ahead of his time. Yada, yada.
Objection, former PokeTuber.
No, he still makes videos, thank you.
Oh, does he really?
Yep, he still does.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, never mind.
Lastly, to address the bias of why most people like to call him mid and want to see him fail. You have heard Viper on occasion, especially tonight, I probably need both hands to count, of him calling himself God. I pitch to you that this is an misunderstood man, of why he calls himself God. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm going to show you a side of Ethan that he doesn't want you to see. A side many of you simply do not would believe exists. Many of you criticize Ethan for his arrogance, for calling himself God. You assume he does this out of hubris, but the truth is far more profound. If you know Ethan, you would know he did not grow up in privilege, that he was abandoned, rejected, and left to navigate a world that turned its back on him. But instead of breaking, he made a choice. If the world wouldn't give him a guiding force, then he would be his own. He calls himself God, not to mock others or their beliefs, but because he refused to let anyone else define him. He became his own beacon of hope. Speculation on what grounds? This is literally evidence of why he calls himself God. So what are you objecting to?
Oh, I didn't see the evidence. Hold on.
As you cannot speculate to a first-hand account of events.
Piffin would like to know how the Merriam-Webster dictionary defines God. Does anyone have the answer to that?
Can I finish first, please?
Go ahead.
So he calls himself God not to mock others or their beliefs, because he wanted to be his own beacon of hope. And he did what many of us cannot do, believing in himself when no one else will. And I would like to ask you, how many of you can say you've never thought about giving? That you can look in the mirror every day and see the image of the mighty protector and an emblem of hope, and using that light to guide you through your trials and tribulations of the day. Because it is simply not mid of Ethan, or anyone for that matter, to push through all life throws at you and decide to keep going and keep living for your better days ahead. It is not mid to refer to yourself as God when in your eyes, God is hope, warmth, and the reason to keep going. So I would like to say, does the picture of this man that I've painted for you tonight sound like an average man? A top competitor in multiple games, a survivor of near-death experiences, a brilliant strategist, and a person who's defied the odds at every turn. Instead, I would say to you that Ethan is not mid. He is resilient, he is a force to be reckoned with, and someone that you want on your side and in your corner. To call him mid is not just incorrect. It is an insult to the very concept of greatness. Your Honor, I humbly request the charges against my client are dropped effective immediately, and I rest my case. Thank you.
We have a guest appearance right now, ladies and gentlemen, from Dog. I don't know who let Dog in the courtroom. Dog, what do you have to say about what's been going on so far tonight? Yeah? Okay, I couldn't have said it better myself. I wholeheartedly agree, guys. You heard it here first. Dog has spoken. Dog has spoken. Do you have anything else to say for them? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got facts presented by both sides. We had commentary from Dog. So, without further, do you have something else to say? Without further ado, we're gonna open up the floor to the jury. Do you guys have any questions for either side of the presentations here?
Map said that she would still like to speak and possibly submit some evidence, even though it was already addressed.
Map, you have evidence? I would like to speak and possibly submit some evidence, even though it was already addressed. Okay.
The evidence that Map would like to submit is the song my lawyer made titled Bros Mid.
And, okay, so Map, is this going against Viper? So are you going
Yes.
on OB's side here?
Yes. And the reason that I would still like to submit it, even though it was already addressed, imagine that this was a murder case, and I murdered somebody, right? And you were defending me, Jamie.
Wait, someone arrest her. Arrest her. Get her out of the courtroom.
If you, as my lawyer, had written a song beforehand about how likely I was to murder somebody, that would be a big thing.
Which I would respond, the glove didn't fit, you must acquit.
What?
Oh, you want me to? I can respond now. I
Thank
just
you,
wanted to
OJ.
let you finish.
No, you can definitely respond now. But
I
if
think
you
we
wanna
should
listen
hear
to the
this song,
it's fine.
Hyper. Actually, it's a really good song, but it's not relevant
I
to the
think-
case because it is artistic expression, and it is the words of a sad girl who was just trying to make friends.
It is extraordinarily relevant to the case. Again, if I was acquitted for not acquitted, sorry, if I was being in the courtroom for a crime that I supposedly committed, and my lawyer had beforehand written a song about how likely I was to commit that crime, that is a huge deal.
But is it not
would
about
be-
motivation? Because
Yes,
what was
I
my
agree,
motivation
Hyper.
behind the song?
I agree. I don't know how Judy usually does this, but fuckers, stop being fuckers. That's fuckers Kong. Only he's allowed to be a fucker. So let's let Map present her case, her evidence here. Go ahead.
Would you like me to actually play the song? I think just
nope.
the chorus. Is
No,
fine.
Mappy Mappers, whatever. If you have evidence and you want to present it, go right ahead.
Okay. I don't know how I would present just an audio clip. Can I just send it to you?
Jury wants to hear the full song.
I, as the defendant, am okay with hearing the full song. However, I would like to clarify. This song was created before my attorney knew the full scope of the case.
Okay. Do you have the song for me? And are
Yeah,
we...
let me send it to you.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we got a secret DM from another case. Oh,
Okay.
unfortunately, our pumpkin is a monster case got thrown in the trash.
Oh, I worked so hard. Okay, that's
They're
relevant to
forfeiting
this
their
case.
case. They're very sick, unfortunately.
Completely
So
irrelevant to this case.
I don't know if there's anybody else that wants to back up Nugget on a pumpkin is a monster.
No.
I literally, I had my boyfriend create. He probably spent like at least 2 hours creating this fucking video.
I am so devastated. That was going to be an amazing argument. Damn. If anyone wants to get in touch with Nugget and try to take his place to see if he had a presentation or something ready to go, we will take somebody to in lieu of him not being able to make it. So if anyone here is passionate about Pumpkin being a monster, please get in touch with Mr. Nugget here. But while we're going to try to come up with somebody to replace Nugget, we're going to listen to the song here.
Can I ask a
And
question about this song
coming
before
up,
it's played?
oh yeah, go ahead.
When was it made?
Who has the answer to that question? When was the song made?
I believe it was January this year.
Specific.
Okay, January this year. We're going to listen to the evidence here. While we're listening to the evidence, we're going to scramble to try to find a new pumpkin. Next case after this,
Did
though,
you say?
is penis versus vagina, ladies and gentlemen. So, penis and vagina, I hope the two of you are ready. You guys will be up next, 100%.
Did you say you need the specific date, Josh?
Yes.
Okay, let me get that for you.
This is a song about an angry snake, an asp with a bad attitude, an upset python throwing a hissy fit, a bratty cobra who can't fucking get over himself, the viper's wrath? Yeah, okay, buddy. How about you? Wrath your tongue around my balls. Ain't gonna swing low, hit him with the high blows, because
Sorry, I
you can't
make a
go
lot of
lower than
serious
Viper's
noises.
level. Bro thinks he's the devil, thinks he's God too, like he descended from the heavens just to walk among us peasants. But it's all in his head,
made
it's all
a
hot
song
air
so
that keeps his ego inflated and hypes up the fanfare.
Very
But the
positive
curtain is
music.
falling and he's toppled from
trying to
grace,
find it.
always acting
10th
like
of
the world
January,
is his stage.
2025
We are
at
the witnesses who revel in
21:43.
his glory. Yeah,
I'd
nice
like
try,
to note
kid.
that
What a
it was only
delusional story.
16 days before Jamie signed up to be Viper's attorney.
Bro's mid. He's so mid.
That is all I'd like to say.
He's listening to this song. And
We're trying to hear the evidence, guys.
Bro's mid. He's so mid. I can't believe the ego on this kid. Ain't nothing to decode. You don't need a cipher. A slippery garden snake posing as a viper. He's a fly, I'm a spider. He's a deer, I'm a tiger. He's pop, I'm hard cider. He's a rat, I'm the Pied Piper. Bro thinks that he's God, yeah, he thinks he's divine. Maybe in his dreams, now he's falling behind. He tried walking on water, but he fell in the lake. Thinks he's revving up the gas when he's hitting in the brakes. Bro's mid. He's so mid. He's listening to this song and he's flipping his lid. Bro's mid. He's so mid. I can't believe the ego on this kid. I think it's time to admit that you probably peaked in high school, but you're no longer a kid, and now you're grown. And you finally realized the world is not your oyster. So take off your disguise, hang up the crown. Leave the cape by the door and embrace being mid. It's what you were built for. Bro's mid. He's so mid. He's listening to this song and he's flipping his lid. Bro's mid. He's so mid. I can't believe the ego on this kid. Bro's mid. He's so mid. I can't believe the ego on this kid.
Wow, that was incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Holy smokes. Can we get a round of applause for that song? Holy shit.
It is a really good song.
Holy shit.
would
I'm
like
actually kind of
to-
sad that this song was not submitted for the Viper round last week. I think this could have won. I think this potentially could have taken the cake last week. This is my first time hearing this song, and I'm not gonna lie, that was a bop, man. That was an amazing bop. And you know what's interesting about this, jury? You know what's very interesting about this is the one and only that the person that made this song is none other than Viper's defense lawyer right now, Jamie. So Jamie, what do you have to say about this? He's mid. Even you're admitting that he's mid right now.
So I'm not just his lawyer, I'm his friend, and friends make jokes about each other. So we're always ragging on each other, and that's why OB and Viper are always ragging on each other too.
Objection, that is not what you were saying a minute ago. You were saying that you made that song before you felt differently.
What do you mean?
You just changed your argument.
Wait, what?
No, I didn't say I made that before I felt differently.
No, you said that she made it before 16 days before she agreed to be my lawyer.
I've always been
No, prior
Viper's
to that.
friend. I also just used to participate in like trash talking him more. But that
Yeah.
one, that song was a joke. The first person I showed that to was Viper.
And
I said,
thought it was
"Hey, I
great.
made a stupid song about you. You want to hear it?" And he
You
said
said
that was
it was
incredible.
made before your eyes were opened.
No,
you said.
before my eyes were opened. No.
Well, I haven't heard that phrase used all night. I'm just saying.
It was something along those lines. I can't remember the exact wording. I am paraphrasing. But someone check back in the VOD.
No, I've got it right
objection?
here. I can tell it. I can say it again. Because I have my notes.
Blue says, can we commend that the defense was able to make a powerful argument despite the scathing lyrics?
They're making a contradictory argument is what they're doing.
Muppet says, now that was a pretty good song and all, but I would like to add this to the argument. Here's what stuck out to me, referring to one of Jamie's points on how Viper has given praise from professionals in multiple fields. How can you prove that they are referring to the Viper's wrath? There are multiple people that go under the online identity of Viper, and the Viper's wrath was never addressed directly. They only referenced him as Viper. I will not let this point slide under the radar.
As you saw when presenting my both the defense and the prosecuting's evidence on the basis of Alestral, you can tell that my display username under the specifics of Alestrals is only Viper. And since you cannot have duplicate usernames, there is only one Viper in the terms of Alestrals, thus it can only be referring to yours truly. That is how I can tell you they're talking about me. Also, I can show you the fact that A Drive has DM'd me directly before.
Anyway, I'm glad I'm not a real liar because I would not survive this shit. Clearly.
You're good, Jamie. You're good.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this has been quite the extensive episode. I think we are going to wrap it up. We're going to put a poll to the audience to decide.
Wait.
Oh, Obi's got one
Closing
more
statement?
thing. Yeah, if you
told
guys
you I
want to
had
do your
closing
closing
statement.
statements, if you guys want to do your closing
It's over.
statements to kind of wrap up everything.
So- I would like to say that Jamie may have made some arguments regarding the games that Viper has done quite well in at a basic level. However, she has not acknowledged the fact that he has not stepped beyond that level. Every time he is on a bigger stage, he falls. And I would like to end with this last little thing. He said it himself.
I did. What did I say?
Okay, conclusion. I'm as close to in the middle as you can get.
Objection. What is that in reference to? Because I don't remember saying that, although I very
We
clearly
need
did.
context.
And none of my objections were respected, so
You objected during opening statements. You can't do that.
I also objected during
That's
the
okay.
evidence.
It's all right. We don't have to object. We can just leave it at that. But I do have one closing statement as well.
Okay, Jamie also has a closing statement.
Mine's in the form of visual, because as we've seen tonight, I am an artist, am I not? I'm a fan of artistic expression. I was literally voted best community artist. Nominated, sorry, not voted. My mistake. Nominated. I don't win at things.
Uh-oh, Blue. She's trying to steal your thunder.
Here we go. This is my my closing statement.
Best artiste? Artiste lawyer?
Why?
Here's
why?
my-
Okay, I was wondering why we were mirroring the show for a minute.
Here we go.
At least I tried. Oh.
Yeah, that's my thank you. My closing statement.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it. You've heard the arguments. We are gonna put it to a vote. Guys, I don't know what to do now that my favorite show, Judge, is on hiatus for another year. I really don't know what to do, man. I've tried it all. I've tried lesbian shows. I've tried Care Bears. I've even tried the Flintstones. None of them quite hit. And I don't know what to do. Wait a second. I think I have the answer. I heard there's a special treat going on right now. There's a special treat going on right now. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever been stumped for what to watch? Are you not sure what to watch when Judge is offline? Well, boy, oh boy, do I ever have the answer for you. It's Peter's Party Place! Peter's Party Place is the place to be, ladies and gentlemen. Peter's Party Place is the place to be. He does so many fun things like sleep on a bed with a bunch of balloons. You can also play words on stream. Not only that, you can watch funny clips until 11 a.m. This is my favorite new show of 2025. It's Peter's Party Place. He's been live for 35 days, for crying out loud. He eats, sleeps, poops. He does everything on stream. You too can watch Peter's Party Place. I got my one-of-a-kind fucking Peter's Party Place anniversary mug right here. I am the most dedicated Peter's Party Place watcher. You too. I have been crowned as top viewer 2024 of Peter's Party Place. I recommend everybody go and watch Peter's Party Place right now. You can watch this man sleep. Well, maybe not right now, because we're in the middle of Judge. But when Judge is not filming right now, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. Peter's Party Place has your back. 24/7 content on Twitch. Slam that like button. Back to the show! Alright, we are back from our sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not gonna lie, I was so focused on that commercial that I completely didn't even see who won the case. So
It was 8-2 in my favor.
We won the case 8-2. We're the best.
No, you didn't, Viper. Good try, bro.
Viper trying to snake his way through the win as usual. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's 8-2. OB and friends win 8. You didn't realize the poll was up? Yeah, we have a little bit less voters than we normally do, unfortunately. We had 20 on the last case. We're only down to 10, but that's fine. We are filming at the odd hour of 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know who decided that this was a good hour to film the show at, but hey, whatever works,
I believe
right?
that would be you.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to close this case. Viper is officially mid. Haul this man away to jail. No more Tekken. No more Smash Bros. Bro has to play platformers for the rest of his life. No more fighting games.
Joke's on you. Joke's on you. I already burnt down the prison. You can't sentence me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been this episode has been filmed in front of a live studio audience, and we're gonna roll our credits, and we're gonna get to our next show.